So to the top 3 tips, you know, for how to lose fat loss. And again, they're super simple, but they work. So just go ahead and do them, really. That would be my advice. If you want to get results, just write them down and do them. Okay, so tip number 1, so the first tip on the top tips for fat loss is to move more. Now, I know you're like, oh, yawn. Yeah, how boring. We've heard that 1,000 times before, but you know, you've heard it 1,000 times, but maybe you're not doing it. So that's the difference, right? You may have heard it, but you're not doing it. So I want to reiterate that this is really, really important. Start moving more, okay? There's no excuse for you not to be moving more. You know, if you're in the city, don't jump in an Uber, go for a walk, you know, walk to your office. You know, if you're going out to the shops, take the baby, go for a walk in the pram, whatever it may be. Just begin to move more. Now, walking, you know, we talk about, everyone's talking about walking and, you know, upping your steps. It's because it works. It's just upping that activity level in all elements of your life. Just start to think, right, you know, I've got 2 options here. I either get in the cab or I walk. Get on the bus or I walk. I get on the train or I can walk an extra stop. Things like that. Just start to move more in your general life, because generally speaking, the shift we've seen, you know, in more working from home. I know people are back at the office now, but generally, in general, people are still more static than they were, you know, a couple of years ago. So it's just important that you up the activity level, do more movement, walking, whatever it may be. I say walking because it's something that's really easy to do. Everyone can walk, you know, everyone can move more. So just start implementing that into your day. And if you have got like a Fitbit, if you have got an Apple Watch, even the iPhones or the Samsungs, they've all got inbuilt pedometers now. So, I mean, 99.9% of us in this country will have something already that will allow us to track our steps. We've got a great app which actually kind of syncs with the watch, syncs with the phone, so it tracks your steps for you. But they've all got inbuilt step trackers. Generally speaking, you know, we've heard the 10,000 step thing every day. For some people, that's not realistic because they are sitting on the computer all day. So generally speaking, if you're in a really sedentary job, aim for 5,000. If you're in a job where you can kind of get up and move more in the weekends, aim for 10,000 a day. Now, just on that as well, if it feels like quite a lot of pressure to be doing, you know, 5 or 10 or 15,000 every single day, then what you can do is start to, you know, create a total for your week. So say, for example, some people work at home on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, what it might be, and they're in the office Tuesday, Thursday. On the Tuesday, Thursday day, you might say, right, they're 10,000 because I'm at work, I move more. And the 3 other days, it's 5,000. So then you can create like a total for the week. So instead of having pressure on each day, it's like, right, well, if I get to Sunday and I'm 4,000 short, I'm going to have to go out and do a half an hour walk. You see how that works, right? Just allows you to kind of, you know, top it up when you need to. Okay, so let's go for tip number 2. So we're now looking at kind of more of a nutritional kind of protocol, which will work hand in hand with the more activity. So increase protein and reduce carbs. Yep, you've heard it many times before, but it works, especially if you're doing something that's short term. You know, we generally recommend 6 weeks is a great place to start with any kind of program, because it's only 6 weekends. You know, it's not going to kill you. It's just 6 weekends of being focused and doing it. Also, it works nicely with that, you know, having the 3-week thing with the habits as well. So it's like as soon as you hit the halfway point, you're building the habits, and the last 3 weeks really is just pure results. So increase protein, reduce carbohydrates. Now, just to give you some kind of real world switches, which is really what you're going to be doing, you're going to be switching certain meals out so that you're kind of making healthier choices. Let's just say for lunch you're having, you know, a sandwich, some crisps and a latte, which is obviously a coffee with lots and lots of milk in it. The healthy switch for that, or the fat loss switch for that, would be something like, you know, a tuna, a chicken, or a turkey, or whatever fish you fancy, salmon, salad with, you know, some olive oil, like a nice mixed salad, with full fat yogurt, like a 10% phage or a skyr yogurt, something like that, high fat, not the ones that added the sugar in, but nice high fat, and then a black coffee instead of the latte. So what we've done there is we've reduced the calories, we've increased the protein, and we've removed the carbs effectively. Now, if you used to follow that for the next 3 weeks as a lunch compared to what you were having before, and potentially, you know, same thing at dinner, if you're having a spag bowl with lots of pasta or a chili with lots of rice, just, you know, just remove the carbs from the evening meal. It's really, really simple. And just push the carbs into the breakfast. It's a really easy, simple protocol to follow. And it just works, especially if you're doing something in short term, like a 6-weeker. So increased protein, reduced carbs, what that's going to do is it's going to stabilize your blood sugar as well. It's going to mean that you feel less hungry because protein keeps you full. It's also going to mean that you're starting to build muscle and starting to reduce your fat storage as well. Couple that with, you know, the extra movement you're doing, you're going to start seeing physical changes in your body. Whether it's a pound, you know, 2 pounds a week, whatever it might be, but you will see changes in your body. So tip number 3, this is the last one before we kind of, you know, head off for the morning's work, is drink lots and lots of water. Again, you've heard it a million times before, but nobody does it. Nobody does it, okay? Nobody does the extra walking. Nobody starts to switch in protein and fat for carbs and sugar, and nobody drinks loads and loads of water. And that's why, if you are watching this and you're not getting results, it's probably one of those 3 things, to be totally frank with you. It's not rocket science. It's just spotting what those things are. So when we say drink lots of water, most people we speak to, you know, if they get a litre a day inside of them, that would probably be a lot for them. Really what we need you to do to start seeing change and start getting results is upping that to 2 litres as like a minimum. And if you can get that into the 2, 2.5, 3s, even better. So being hydrated is going to improve your energy, it's going to improve your skin, it's going to improve your ability to kind of flush all the kind of excess fat from your body, the toxins from your body, allow your body to start cleaning itself much easier. Also, a major factor in this as well is that when you're dehydrated, you know when someone's dehydrated because when their lips are going kind of, you get those little white bits and then they're down like they're quite dry, that means they're already quite dehydrated. So really you should always be in a position where you feel like your mouth is quite moist. You don't feel like you're getting that dry feeling in your mouth. If you do get to that point, you are actually dehydrated by that point. What it means is then your whole system is dehydrated. So your blood's thicker, just having to work harder to get the blood through your arteries and your heart, which essentially means you're working harder all the time. And when you start to rehydrate, you start to hydrate your body, your blood becomes much more fluid. So it means your body's working much less hard. You know, you won't get as hot. You don't feel like your heart rate's going mad all the time. A thing that we see all the time is when someone's dehydrated, also when they are, if they've had drink alcohol the night before, their heart rate is elevated throughout the whole day because we can see it when we track clients. So your heart and your lungs, everything's working harder when you are dehydrated. So tip number 3 is to start drinking more water. So just to summarize those before we kind of nip off them. So 3 top tips for fat loss. As mentioned, and these are kind of bonuses, right? Bonus bits of information. You need to start doing, you know, if you start this on Monday, for example, you know, that's where we want to start today, if you're even more keen. Get 5 workouts done in the first 14 days. That's going to make this stick much better. It's going to make sure that you kind of stick on plan, which is what you need to do to get results, right? Also, keeping on track, keeping doing the habits for 3 weeks, so 21 days, is going to help you to build those habits. It's going to take from motivation to habit, which then essentially builds consistency, which then builds results. That's what results are. It's just consistent effort. Same with everything, business, finance, whatever it is. And then on to the kind of 3 top tips that we mentioned. So number 1 is get moving more. Don't take the train, don't take the escalator, don't take the elevator. Walk more, move more. So walk to the office, you know, don't get the bus, walk, run upstairs instead of taking the elevator. Just move more. And if you have got like a Fitbit or, you know, a phone, you know, we all have over here really, that will track your steps. As I mentioned, you know, 10,000 a day is like the gold standard. If you're someone that works from home and then has days in the office, you can actually make it so you've got days where it's lower and days where it's higher. So you've got a total for the week. So you can make your life a little bit more simple. So instead of having 10,000 every day, which is unachievable for some, do 5 and then 7 and then 10, whichever works for kind of your busy schedule. Number 2 is to increase your protein, reduce carbohydrates. So some switches that you can use is to remove the sandwiches, remove the crisps, and remove the latte, which is heavily sugared, and then go more for, you know, chicken, tuna, turkey, salmon, whatever it might be, salads with some olive oil to increase the fat a little bit, and then go for high fat yogurt, so phage 10%, something like that, not the sugar based ones, but just, you know, the kind of plain versions, and have a black coffee. That's tip number 2. And tip number 3 is you need to be drinking more water, without a doubt. So most people are hitting a litre, some people don't have any, which blows my mind, but they don't. So if you're having, you know, if you're having a litre or less, you need to double that straight away. You need to be doing 2-3 litres a day if you can. That's really going to accelerate, you know, the fat loss, make your body feel like it's got more energy, generally just make you feel healthier, full stop. Okay, well, I hope that was really helpful for you guys. This is recorded and then posted into our social media platforms. So my name is Cameron Harris, I'm the co-founder of Truth, and we help busy people just like you to lose 14 pounds or more in just 6 weeks. So I hope that was helpful for you guys, and catch up very soon.